Scottie Scheffler just won the Byron Nelson at 31 under par, which ties the PGA Tour scoring record. We talk a lot about Scottie Scheffler's footwork, and that's always a topic of discussion in his golf swing about how unique that is. But I also want to talk about another aspect that is unique to Scottie and really is the reason why he's so comfortable hitting fades and cuts and has so much control over his golf ball with that shot shape and why he was able to shoot so much under par. So I have some numbers pulled up of Scottie Scheffler at the bottom. We have his pelvis sway max in the backswing. We have his pelvis sway at the top. And then we have what's called sway gap at address, top, and impact. And that's the difference in sway between his pelvis and his chest. So one of the first things that I want to talk about with Scottie is pelvis sway max in the backswing is only about 0.5 inches to his trail side. So very little amount of sway to his trail side initially, but even more so than that is when he gets up to the top of his swing, he's already recentered back to 0.3 towards the target with his pelvis sway at the top. So a lot of good golfers we see have this move, maybe a little more exaggerated than Scottie, where they move to the trail side and then recenter. But Scottie has a lesser move to the trail side, only 0.5 inches into that trail leg, and then recenters to almost 0.5 inches towards a target when he gets to the top of the swing. But what's more interesting than that is if we look at his sway gap number. So we can see that we've got two green numbers and then a red number that's that unique number to him at the top of the swing. So when he's at address, we see his chest is 1.7 inches behind his pelvis, which is right within the range, maybe a little bit on the high side, but within range of what we see on tour. And then when he gets up to the top of his swing, what's unique to him is his chest will recenter over the pelvis much more than we see the average on tour. And when your chest sway and pelvis sway gets stacked like his, then we will start to see golfers that tend to have a little bit more of a fade pattern. At this point in the swing, if the golfer has more chest behind the pelvis in terms of that sway gap and that number is larger, well, then we start to see those are the golfers that have a little easier time drawing the ball. But what Scottie does so well, because he's such a great player, is when he gets down to impact, he's right back in that tour average of about 6.7 inches where his chest is behind the pelvis. So again, something unique to Scottie is when he gets up to the top of his swing there, his sway gap is much smaller than the average that we see on tour, helping him hit those fades and having so much control over his golf ball. So if you like this analysis of Scottie Scheffler, go ahead and like and subscribe to our page. And of course, if you want to do an analysis like this on your very own swing, go ahead and go to the App Store and download Sportsbox AI for yourself, and you can do analysis just like this on your own swing.